Thank you so much for the introduction. And it's a real pleasure and honor to be here in front of you all, especially with an esteemed set of panelists, really representing a very international audience. We have representatives like Vladislav, who's looking after smart city initiatives for CIMAC across Europe, and especially in the Czech Republic and Slovakia. We have Harry Kalieras, Senior Advisor to the Mayor of the city of Trikala in Greece. We have a close association, Assisco Systems, with the city of Trikala, and you've been on this journey for over 3 years, or even more, actually, right? Mr. Boris Sakic, from Sarajevo, STEP Systems, which is actually into the traffic management solutions area. So there's been quite a bit of activity over there. And of course, Mr. Petronjevic from the city of Belgrade. You're on the city council, and you were talking about quite a few of the initiatives that you're already undertaking from a smart city perspective for Belgrade. So one of the things that we've been hearing a lot about over the past day or two has been about smart cities, and one thing that we've probably gotten to know very clearly is that the definition of a smart city is really different from one city to the other. You can have two cities within the same country even, but what means a smart city for the citizens, for the municipality, and for the people in that area can actually be very different even within one country. And the idea of inviting such a diverse panel today was to really try and understand, number one, what are some of the big challenges that we see when we talk about smart cities and city digitalization? And then we want to also hear from each one of the panelists in terms of what are we really looking at and what kind of solutions do we see to overcome some of these challenges? Mr. Petronjevic, if we can start with you. In terms of, you're talking about the Smart City Belgrade initiative, and you're also talking about the innovation and encouraging startups and helping boost the local economy. So what are some of the big challenges? Maybe if you could name the top 3 challenges even in this regard.
Dobar dan svima. Najveći izazov je ne samo Beograda, nego celog našeg regiona kako da zadržimo mlade talentovane ljude u našem regionu. Kako da ih zadržimo, jer su ponude koje dobijaju i iz Austrije i iz Nemačke, da pričamo o tim bližim zemljama, da ne govorimo o Americi, Švedskoj, Danskoj, Finskoj, pa čak Češkoj i Slovačkoj u poslednje vreme, vrlo primamljive za mladog čoveka da završi svoje formalno obrazovanje u Beogradu i onda da poželi da ode u neku drugu zemlju, ne bi li tamo dobio veću zaradu. I mi se borimo upravo kroz direktne subvencije. Naučno-tehnološki park, pomenuo sam ga i u svom obraćanju pre neki minut, ali to je način da džabe nam i infrastruktura i sva pametna rešenja ako nam ljudi koji će na tome da radu odu iz gradova. Tako da smo kroz Naučno-tehnološki park uspeli da sad imamo oko 700, ne oko, nego 720 mladih IT inženjera, što je dobar rezultat, koji su u prošle godini kao rezultat zaradili 20 miliona evra. I pokazalo se da je to dobra inicijativa. Imamo još mnogo privatnih hubova i ulažemo i u edukativne centre Industrije 4.0, ali i u direktne subvencije za zapošljavanje i započinjanje biznisa i to je način da ih zadržimo. Drugi, naravno, veliki izazov je infrastruktura, pogotovo u starijim delovima grada, delovima gde jednostavno ulice nisu toliko široke koliko je potrebno i gde njihovo zatvaranje, kopanje, provlačenje optičkih kablova prave veliki problem za funkcionisanje saobraćaja i grada uopšte. Naravno i elektroinstalacije su tu, pogotovo u starijim delovima grada. To nije problem na Novom Beogradu i u novim naseljima, ali instalacije same koje se moraju menjati i to poskupljuje samu implementaciju i uvođenje i 5G tehnologije i same infrastrukture. I treći su naše navike. generalno mislim da je to problem u celom regionu, da moramo da počnemo da prihvatamo nove vrednosti, novi način i komunikacije, mi nosioci političkih funkcija, jer naš posao je i kaže se da smo servis građana. Ako smo servis građana, onda moramo da se prilagodimo tome da na lakši način komuniciramo sa njima, ne bi li naša usluga se na brži i bolji način dala prema njima, jer na kraju krajeva zbog toga nas i plaćaju. Ali zadržavanje mladih ljudi, mislim da je mladih, talentovanih ljudi, mislim da je najveći izazov ne samo Beograda, nego celog regiona i mislim da je rešenje da mi svi zajedno počnemo više da sarađujemo i da se bavimo time da nam tržište postaje što jedinstvenije, jer ćemo time i više privlačiti investitora i otvarati šansu upravo za te mlade ljude da ostaju u našim sredinama. Hvala.
Excellent. So, would you also say that, and we were having this discussion over breakfast in the morning, Mr. Petronijević, would you also say that, there would be there needs to be more alignment between the vision of a government. The visions of governments are not like corporates for 3 years or quarterly driven and so on, but you have visions for 10, 20, and even longer periods of time. And the public-private participation needs to be in line with that, and the expectations even from the industry need to be in line with that. Is that something that you see as one of the aspects of the solution?
Pa ako ćemo se boriti da zadržimo naše sugrađane koji sad imaju 15 godina, mi moramo da imamo plan u narednih 10 godina šta želimo da radimo. Nevezano od toga da li nam mandat traje 4 godine ili 5, nije ni važno. Moramo da imamo tu viziju. Druga stvar, kada je Smart City u pitanju, mi ne možemo da znamo šta će biti za godinu dana, jer upravo ti mladi ljudi, genijalci, mogu nešto da smisle koji će ceo ovaj naš koncept, svih ovde nas, uz dužno poštovanje, da promene nekom novom inovacijom. I to jeste izazov baviti se novim tehnologijama i raditi sa tim mladim talentovanim ljudima. Jer u njima je budućnost, a oni su ti koji u otvorenom sistemu, u sistemu sa jasno definisanim pravilima, sa jednim klikom, jednom idejom mogu da promene ceo koncept. Na šta mi moramo budemo spremni? Da to čujemo, prihvatimo i da napravimo sistem sa jasno definisanim pravilima kako ćemo to prihvatiti i implementirati. Inače, u suprotnom, desit će nam se, što se istorijski na ovom regionu dešava, da neki Nikola Tesla trofaznu struju implementira u Americi, a ne u tadašnjoj Jugoslaviji, Kraljevini Jugoslaviji, gde se i rodio. Tako da moramo biti fleksibilni i moramo bolje mi između sebe, države i gradove komunicirati i najveća vrednost ovog samita je upravo što juče kada sam stigao kasno sam video mlade ljudi iz celog regiona i drugih delova Evrope da sede zajedno, piju piće i druže se. I to jeste suština. Treba da se upoznaju, da se druže, rade zajedno, a mi kao nosioci političkih funkcija da budemo spremni da ih i finansijski i organizaciono podržimo i da govorimo o njima, da razmišljamo o budućnosti i da pravimo uslove da se oni upoznaju i rade zajedno. To je suština, jer samo ako ovaj region bude stabilan, mi ćemo uspeti da se razvijamo. Ako dozvolimo sebi, a uspeli smo to kroz istoriju, da ovaj region bude nestabilan, još brže će nam odlaziti mladi, pametni ljudi, oni ne žele da gube vreme, žele da razvijaju svoje karijere. Do nas je. Moramo da budemo odgovorni, moramo da razmišljamo o budućnosti i moramo da slušamo te mlade ljude. I nemamo pravo da se ljutimo jedni na druge, da imamo samo pravo da sarađujemo, jer samo tako ćemo zadržati mlade, talentovane ljude. U suprotnom, mislim da smo u velikom problemu, ali nećemo imati ko da nam radi na svim ovim tehnologijama, onda džabe i trošimo pare na njih. Hvala.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Petronijević. That was very insightful. Coming to you, Mr. Sakic, and you're based in Sarajevo, right? And
yes,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. So what are some of the big challenges that you see? And what are the challenges from a digitization perspective that you see? And also maybe as a young mind, what are some of the solutions that you think could help improve, not just maybe in the next 5 years, but really looking at it in the long term?
Well, I would say challenge number one is lack of vision or having too many visions. Either people don't know what to do, or you have different departments having their own visions. So, for example, you'll have police department having their vision of smart city, Ministry of Traffic, they'll have their own vision, public transport company will have their own vision, but those visions don't necessarily intersect. So I think that's the challenge number one to overcome. Coming to challenge number two, I would say is not having centralized project management between those projects. So, as I said, different departments will implement different projects, but they don't necessarily have the optimal impact on the city. And also deciding what smart city is and how smart city should be. So we shouldn't fall in this trap of over-engineering or creating some fancy app just for the sake of the app. We should create services and apps for citizens to make their life much better than it currently is.
Right, so effectively you're saying that really getting the different departments within the city, like whether it's a lighting or transportation and so on,
Yes, exactly.
to be better aligned.
Creating a single vision what smart city is and how smart it should be.
And where do you believe this vision has to come from? I mean, who sets this vision and this agenda for the city? And how do people participate in this agenda? Because there's one part of smart city which is technology, right? But it's also equally and probably even more about the citizens, right? So where do you see the citizen participation angle coming into this?
Well, if we're talking just about citizens, then maybe just coming with ideas, but it wouldn't be necessarily fair to say politicians should come with all suggestions or private companies should come with their products. I think it should be joint effort.
Right. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Sakic. That's very useful because I see some common themes. There are differences, when we travel for 5 hours from Belgrade to Sarajevo, but there are some commonalities over there as well. So now we'll take a quick flight, well, not a very quick flight, but a flight across to Greece and the city of Trikala. So, Mr. Kaliaras, you have been working on smart cities for quite some time, and you have been involved in this initiative for a very long time, especially as the senior advisor to the mayor. What are the big challenges that you had to overcome? And I believe the challenges that you probably overcame 3 years ago are very different from the challenges that you have to overcome now. So could you touch upon what you had to do 3 years ago and what challenges you see today?
Yes, and actually it's totally different than the first vision that we had during 2004, since it was the first time that a municipal in Greece ran the first network, free network for Wi-Fi network for the citizens. Of course, by its own, the digital transformation, the digitalization of our cities is a challenge from its own. More or less, the European cities, and more specifically the cities in Balkan Peninsula, in Balkan region, have the same challenges. We're speaking about social cohesion, social inclusion, we're speaking about urban and energy poverty, we're speaking about growth, we're speaking about how to tackle environmental and climate issues. As you said before, 3 years ago, since we started an initiative, a challenge initiative for Greece, we have a very close collaboration, a very effective collaboration with the private sector in order to build, in order to establish the initiative as we call Smart Trikala. How can we achieve it? We just make an open discussion with all the involved partners. For example, Cisco is a partner of our initiative. We take from them the main core, the heart of our system, the Kinetic platform, and we start build all around the Kinetic platform all the other applications that we need in order to improve the daily life of the city, of the citizens as well. But I agree totally with the representative of the city of Belgrade that the main challenge of our city, and specifically for our region, our winter region of Balkan, is how to keep in their homes all the young talents. In Greece, the last 8 years, we lost the bet with the millennium generation because of the brain drain phenomenon. So right now we have to overcome a new challenge, how to be more friendly about the next generation, the Z generation of young people. I'm seeing a lot of young people inside the venue, and I'm seeing also the efforts that they make to the side venue about how to develop the new ideas. So the challenge for us is, yes, we have smart solutions, we have intelligent solutions just to improve the daily life of the city. We build smart parking and smart lighting systems. We just provide the data that we produce and that we own to the public, for the public services. We find more or less effective and efficient ways to communicate with the citizens. But in any case, the most challenging thing is how to create a safety environment for the young generations to just create and make visible their new ideas. And another one, also very important thing, is just open your decision-making level in the city to the people, to the citizen. We are discussing in local, national, or transnational level for the future of the citizens without them. So a so-called initiative of e-democracy is nowadays very, very important in order to find common solutions and just make participatory decision-making issues more visible to all of us.
Indeed, indeed. And I believe there have been quite a few initiatives around education and healthcare and social services that you're also working on because of also the difference in terms of demographics from an aging perspective, right? And do you see that as one of the challenges that you need to address continuously going forward in terms of skill development and training, especially for the younger generation, but even people from the older generation?
Yes. Right now we are the first Greek city that we almost a 5G ready city. On September, we tried the network of 5G technology. We achieved an incredible high speed of exchanges data of more than 1.5 gigabps. Everybody can understand easily that how very helpful will be for several things, for telecare. Also right now we start discuss for telemedicine, which is very important thing for cities that are not in the capital area or the metropolitan area of each member state or of each country. But in parallel, we can see a lot of new opportunities, business opportunities for the young people. Because with 5G technology, as yesterday we discussed, of course we discuss right now about 5G, but we almost have 5G in our daily life after 5 years. But yes, we started discuss right now, and all the young people can take the new opportunities that appear with the 5G, which is outside of our door.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Kalliaras. Mr. Novak, so you have been involved in the smart city initiatives in Prague for quite some time, and also initiatives in other countries like in Belgium, in the Slovak Republic, and in various countries across Europe, really, right? What in your mind are some of the top challenges that you have seen? If you can draw some kind of common challenges across all these cities that you worked with.
Yes, so from my point of view, I have to say that the technology is ready. Unfortunately, the organization or how the city is organized right now is not ready for the new technology, because the technology brings one phenomenon that everybody can read or see what other people are doing in the city. And we are not ready, or at least municipality is not ready for such approach. So the biggest challenge is to breaking the silos organization in the cities and to open it and to have one leader or anybody who is willing to communicate with anybody and to share the ideas. The second challenge is how to communicate all visions to citizens. I think this is very critical part. If you are not communicating with citizens, then there is such no activities or nobody is seeing. And at least in the cities where I was working with, there was big surprise how many ideas or how many messages the citizens are able to send back to municipality. And even though there is a lot of communities inside of the cities with specific approach, specific needs, which are not typically on the daily agenda of the municipalities. And it's nice to see how the technology can help those communities to live better. And the last part is two very easy stuff. One is electricity, and the second one is communication. A lot of project was postponed because the electricity in the city is not ready for technology. It's typically that the lighting pool are used for sensors, but unfortunately the electric in the light pools are operating only during the night. So then you are not able to deliver any information during the day. And the second one is communication, because very soon city realized that the most expensive part of the city digitalization is the communication. So if they don't own the local network or some way how to be the sensor communicate with the technology, then they are in big trap. So they are forced to buy 3G, 4G, 5G, whatever G or low power WAN communication, and it's very expensive. So those are, from my point of view, the biggest challenges. Definitely not technology. I think that technology is ready, but the readiness of the city is not ready.
Interesting. So the city readiness in terms of adopting the technology, in terms of being able to have, for example, open data, to be able to really share the data between different departments. Interesting. And what in your mind are some of the cities that you work with doing to overcome these challenges? Now, of course, you cannot go and change the network inside, especially in the older part of the city, as Mr. Petrinovic said, you cannot change that overnight. But what are some of the steps that cities are adopting and that you would even recommend to help overcome these challenges you spoke about?
I think you have to start, you have to try. So whatever activities you will start to do, it's very helpful, because you need to learn or educate yourself that the digitalization is absolutely different approach, or it's absolutely different experience than the other or the old technology approach. It's different. The differences are everywhere. So this is a very critical part, and you have to be very careful with all this communication the both ways. So to send the message and to receive the message and speak with everybody. If you will be able to somehow go through this, this will definitely help you in the next project. Because I think Markus yesterday mentioned the activities to have the connectivity between private, public, and as well the education. Once you will create such ecosystems, this will definitely help you bring the idea, connect the young people with the municipality, with the private sector, and this brings a lot of advantages. In Prague or in Slovak Republic, in Trnava, in Bratislava, all the cities are very closely cooperating and building up some technology initiatives or some demo centers where the young people can build up their own solutions. So they are helping the startups to bring the idea on the market and helping with the better living for citizens. So I think this is the main.
Mm-hmm. which actually, kind of brings us back to one of the points you made towards the end of your keynote, that you have to try. That, if you do not try, you will definitely not succeed. But at least if you try, you will learn and you will be able to get there. And one of the points Mr. Novak made about, the innovation centers and startup hubs, right? So that kind of circles back. So what is the one key message that you would like, Mr. Petronijević, to, for the audience to walk away with today, from your perspective?
Ključna poruka je da je Smart City i upotreba novih tehnologija naša budućnost i nešto što nas očekuje i naša sadašnjost. A da bi sve to uspeli da implementiramo, mi moramo da počnemo da menjamo sebe i svoje navike. Da bi i jedna od tih aplikacija nama pomogla, naravno, Smart Lighting će nama pomoći našoj životnoj sredini, uštedi, to su već neki sistemi koji su napravljeni, implementirani u zapadnim gradovima, radi i radit će i kod nas. Ali da zadržimo mlade ljude, treba da iskoristimo upravo Smart City, upravo mogućnosti šta nam daje 5G tehnologije, upravo sve ove mogućnosti kroz hubove, da njihove proizvode implementiramo u taj sistem i da ga napravimo prema sebi. Ne treba kopirati sisteme. Nešto što radi u Pragu ili u Atini ili u Briselu ne mora da znači da će raditi u Beogradu i Sarajevu i da će dati takav efekt. Mi treba da ga implementiramo prema sebi i svojim potrebama. Ne treba prepisivati stvari. Da, jedna je tehnologija, slična je da li ona dolazila iz Kine ili iz Amerike ili Indije, nije ni važno, ili iz neke evropske zemlje. Ali same naše potrebe, u stvari šta je suština Smart City? Pa da nam olakša život. Onda naše potrebe treba da taj Smart City, taj sistem prilagodimo njima, to je s našim potrebama, izvinjavam se. To je cela suština. I da uključimo što više mladih inovatora iz naših gradova, iz regiona, jer to je način da ih zadržimo. I to je šansa. Kad već trošimo novac, hajmo da ga ulažemo u naše mlade ljude, oni kada dobiju tržište, ostaće ovde, a onda će moći da osvajaju i druga tržišta. I naravno, učenje na greškama drugih, to je još jedna od važnih stvari, gledamo šta su tu uradili gradovi na zapadu, gde su trošili mnogo novca, a danas ne postoji neki efekat. Jer, naravno, sarađujemo otvoreno sa kompanijama i bez privatnih kompanija ništa se ne bi desilo, ali nije suština da se samo neki proizvod proda, nego suština njegova implementacija i koliko će sami naši sugrađani od toga imati korist, tako da mi kao lokalne samouprave moramo biti vrlo oprezni šta to radimo i dobro informisani. Hvala.
Thank you, Mr. Petronijević. Coming to you, Mr. Sakic, what is the one message, that you would like the audience to walk away with from your perspective?
I would agree with my previous speaker. One size doesn't fit all, and we should be really careful about that, because what's good in Vienna or London, in Berlin, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will be good in Sarajevo, Belgrade, or Zagreb, or whatever. So I would say the most important aspect is to create a single vision and set realistic goals, like goals that you can track, monitor, and to know that they will happen one day. Otherwise, it's just wishful thinking.
Right. Interesting. Yes. Mr. Kalliaras, from your perspective, the one key message.
Yes. Of course, the challenges maybe will be common in all over cities, but the approaches in each city, probably is very different, because you have to see your local context, you have to see your case study. So my key message from our point of view is just open the city to the technology. The new technologies is outside the door, not in the door right now. So we have to trust technology, we have to trust new ideas from the young generations, but first of all, just open the city for everything new, and maybe we will make some mistakes, but if you are ready to confront the mistakes and confront the consequences of the mistake, you will probably decrease the impact to the local society. So just open our cities, just open the cities to the new ideas.
Excellent. Mr. Novak, your perspective.
I think the message, the open the cities, is the right one, because what I see during the visiting the cities is that where are the borders of the city? So typically when the digitalization or smart city initiatives are good, very easily happens that the suburbs or villages around the big cities are joining to those activities, and easily became that some big city, it's even now bigger and needs to cooperate and work with these small villages. And there is both advantages for all sides, because typically a lot of people are using some public or private transportation, so you can easily manage the transportation across the city. So you have to definitely think out of the box, because there are no borders, there are no barriers in smart city initiatives, and the barriers is only you. So this is my advice.
Great. We have time for just a couple of minutes for some questions from the audience. So if there are any questions, please feel free to ask, and we can have someone from the panel respond to you.